What's up, my pickles and picklets? It's Spontaneous Pickles here, and today we are going to be talking about my predictions for the Elimination Chamber. Now, I hate to say this, but this might be a little bit rushed, so I haven't decided if I'm going to add the pictures to this video or changing them, just because I literally have to film this within 15 minutes and try to have it uploaded. As you guys know, this show is in Perth, Australia. I actually don't mind it. So I know everybody's like, "Oh, I gotta wake up early," but I mean, I have to do the same as well because I live on that side of the world. So anyway, without further ado, I want to get into the review, my prediction, pardon me, of WWE Elimination Chamber 2024. And if you might notice, things are a little bit different here. I'm working on changing my presentation for the wrestling videos. For one, I actually might move myself a little bit more left, wait, to the right, just to make things a little bit easier. But we'll see. Anyway, without further ado, let's get started with this predictions video. And unfortunately, I'm not even gonna fix my character right now, like my avatar, the way I look, because yeah, I just don't have the time. Because there are things I need to fix. I can tell already. It is what it is. Gotta work it out. So one of the reasons why I actually always talk about this, guys, is that I like doing the predictions last minute after the SmackDown because you never know what's going to be added. And sure enough, this time, for the first time in maybe since I've been doing videos, that prediction has come true. Basically, we have a WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match in the pre-show. Now it's going to be between Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell versus the Kabuki Warriors. Now, before we even get started with that, we already know what the result's gonna be. It's gonna definitely be the Kabuki Warriors. Now, the reason I'm gonna say this is because there really has not been any build up with the Kabuki War, not the Kabuki Warriors, with Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. They haven't really eaten enough wins to even win the championship, and there really is no reason for them to win the championship at the moment. I like them, but I think that this match is only just a representation to have an Aussie, like an Australian wrestler, wrestle in Australia to please the crowd. But she's gonna lose. But then WWE does that all the time, right? No matter what city you're from, if you're wrestling in your city, just be expected to lose. That's kind of like the WWE MO. So yeah, I don't see them winning anywhere. There is not even gonna need to be any shenanigans here, though. Of course, they might make it just to piss the crowd off to get heat on Asuka and Kyrie Sane. So maybe Io might come out, but other than that, there really isn't any real reason for them to win the match for in this Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell to win the match. So unfortunately, they're gonna lose. I'm happy because I like the Kabuki Warriors anyway, so it's fine. But I also like Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae, believe it or not. But I just don't think there's a need for them to lose the titles in this particular event, in this match, unfortunately. So no, I don't think they're gonna lose this match. Maybe they'll lose to another team, but not this one. Next up, we have hold on, actually I gotta check something real quick. Because I actually in the last recording, by the way, I did do another recording. I actually forgot the um the name of a very pertinent team. I'm not since it's scrapped up, I'm just gonna be honest and say that yes, I did forget the name of a team, which is kind of bad. But because I'm recording again, this is like my redemption arc. Speaking of redemption arcs, let's talk about see that segue? Some good stuff, professional segue right there, right? The elimination chamber match between Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and Raquel Rodriguez. So with this match, I really don't see Raquel Rodriguez winning. So I do apologize, Raquel, but you're not going to win this match. However, it is good to have you back. Welcome back. I'm really glad that things went well because I know you were dealing with some health issues. So I'm really happy to see that that's okay. But there isn't really any story for her to come to win this match. I mean, yeah, I mentioned this last bit. I think Nia Jax might have taken out, but I think her intention for this match is more to fight Nia Jax than Rhea Ripley. Even though we know that she did get it, the first appearance of Nia Jax was her versus Rhea Ripley. My memory works a little bit, but I just don't see her winning. Now, the two people I see winning, right? Now, yeah, you guys always know I do two predictions. One what I think is gonna happen, and one like bizarre prediction. Just for the record, my bizarre predictions, right, are not to be considered my official. I think, like I was mentioning in the last video that I didn't record. Consider it like a bet. You might like the other option, but you're like, okay, what is WWE gonna do as WWE? So that's what I'm doing when I do these predictions. What I think based off the story they're telling. So I'm gonna say that even though Becky Lynch has been going some trial and tribulations and stuff like that, and Liv Morgan also has a really good reason to win, we also know Bianca Belair is a credible threat. I unfortunately don't see Tiffany Stratton or Naomi winning, so they're both going to eat their first loss, unfortunately. Hopefully, it's going to be in a convincing fashion that doesn't make them look bad because they did just both. Well, Tiffany got called up, Naomi just came back, so you don't want them losing right away. But I just don't see them winning, so I'm going to go with Becky Lynch for this one, even though Bianca Belair is going to be a good contender, and Liv Morgan is the bizarre prediction. Becky Lynch, because everything in the story tells her coming back versus Rhea Ripley. I mean, they've been talking about it like months ago, so I just don't see any reason why they're going to deviate that from that now. However, I always do appreciate a good swerve, and I'm going to keep saying that from now on because I think that's one of the issues with WWE, that it's become kind of predictable in some cases, not always, but in some cases. So I'm always happy for a swerve. And let's be honest, with Becky Lynch, it's very highly possible because for the longest time she's been looked at as a contender, and she could eat another loss and still be looked at as a contender. Liv Morgan just came back. I don't see why she should lose, but again, I do think Becky Lynch will win this from the WWE perspective. However, my bizarre prediction will be Liv Morgan or Bianca Belair. Probably Liv Morgan leading that, and then Bianca Belair third. Just because Bianca Belair is so damn strong, and I mean, I would love to see her have another dominant reign again. I don't know. A lot of people didn't like it, but I love the dominant reign. Just I thought it was really cool to see. I just wish she didn't fight damage control the whole time, but that's a whole other story for another time. But nonetheless, I'm going for the official prediction is going to be Becky Lynch. No real shenanigans needed. I just think this is the chamber match, even though we know that Logan Paul proved that there could be shenanigans nonetheless last year. But I think this is going to be an easy, fair win. So Becky Lynch just had this. Congratulations, Becky. Sorry for Tiffany and Naomi. You're going to be pinned. That's the other thing I don't like about this match, right? You got to be pinned, and it's really hard to not make that convincing. You get pinned, I mean, unless everybody that does their specials on you. Like I think that happened at one wrestler years ago, right back in the day, which makes it a little bit more convincing. But like, it does sucks for Naomi and Tiffany because they both just came back and Liv actually, and they're all just gonna get pinned. So I don't know, it just feels like it's gonna like a little bit throw off their momentum, but they can still come back. It's not you can't come back from a loss. Next up, we have the Women's Championship match, the World Championship match between Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax. Now, I really like what they did with Nia Jax. I liked how Nia showed her down. I mentioned this in the last video, the Women's Royal Rumble video. I really love what they did there to make her seem more credible. But in all honesty, I just don't see her actually winning the match. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I think Rhea Ripley's gonna have it because Nia's been on a very long and strong dominant streak, and I think that at this point it comes to an end. Um, I wouldn't necessarily mind. This might be an unpopular opinion. It seems like everybody doesn't like Rhea Ripley. I mean, not Rhea Ripley. Everybody doesn't like Nia Jax. I like Rhea Ripley. I really, really like Rhea Ripley. But I don't know. I wouldn't mind someone like Nia Jax winning for a bit. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like I'm not. I know she's not the fan favorite. I know she's a dangerous wrestler, but she's seemed to be more careful recently. I know there are people that are joking how um oh my god Maxine Dupree fell asleep during their match in a house show. That was funny. Like, oh, she's that boy. I heard that take. That was really good. That was really good. But nonetheless, I don't necessarily have anything against Nia Jax, but I also want Rhea to win. So I'm all hands are going towards Rhea. Bizarre prediction will be Nia Jax, and then maybe Raquel would win because she does. I mean, everybody has a reason to fight Nia Jax. And that's another thing I mentioned. I liked in the last thing is that everyone in that match has a reason to fight each other now because the way they're building it up, which is really great, the way all fought and everything, and how they specifically dress, even though one person dressing the other person. So that was really cool. So you can go a couple of like maybe like a three-way because the first person dressed the other person and the other person dressed the other person, boom, boom, like a trifecta there. But nonetheless, it's really cool. I like what they did. But yeah, Rhea Ripley's got this match. If Rhea's gonna lose the championship, it's gonna be at WrestleMania or SummerSlam. I don't think she's gonna lose it at this event. And congratulations, Australia. Both of them are from Australia, so you guys get to enjoy. And you do get a hometown winner no matter what. And I think everybody's going for Rhea Ripley. So, yeah. Next up, by the way, these are all in no particular order. I usually just pull up a site and just look at it. This site is slowing my computer down too because it's got so many ads. That's a whole rant. I should do a rant video sometime on my other channel, right? But anyway, yeah, this site I'm on, where I'm going with this is that it's got ads like crazy and it's driving me nuts. So, yeah. Anyway, next up we have the men's elimination chamber match. We have Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton versus Bobby Lashley versus LA Knight versus Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul. Now, with Logan Paul and LA Knight, there's one thing I'm going to say prediction wise is I don't see any of Logan Paul, LA Knight, or Kevin Owens winning. So what's going to happen is I think Logan Paul is going to pin Kevin Owens. That's going to end that rivalry. And then LA Knight is gonna pin Logan Paul, and that's gonna start a new rivalry. Because that's kind of what was looked like what I thought was kind of coming in tonight, even though we know Kevin Owens was out there too. but I just don't think that that rivalry is going. But it could, at least for another month maybe, because I think they have like another 2 months for WrestleMania, so they might do another match between Kevin Owens and Logan Paul at the next event, and then maybe after that, LA Knight versus Logan Paul, because I think that's what they're going to really try to build. Because I don't think, unfortunately, I don't think they're going to give LA Knight the big championships just yet. They want to give him a mid card title, which I think that's cool enough. So let's do that. That's fine. And Bobby Lashley, he's a big guy. It's always hard for me when I watch him lose because, like, man, he's so big. I mean, I know size doesn't matter, but like, come on, you know. But he's gonna. I think he has he kayfabe injured anyway, so it actually could work out to make it look like he's losing because they injured his elbow today. Carrying Cross, so I don't think he's gonna win this match. He might even be one of the early ones eliminated. Oh, pardon me, sorry. And the last one is I do think that Drew McIntyre versus Randy is gonna be where it's at. Unfortunately, I don't think Randy Orton's gonna win this match. I love Randy Orton's positive energy and push when he says he's come back, but he could eat this L, so it's gonna be Drew McIntyre. I just hope that this time Drew wins the championship. I'm kind of a little bit like, okay, he keeps losing. Stupid Damian Priest keeps trying to cash in. So hopefully this time when they fight at WrestleMania, it'll be like a one-on-one, no cash-ins unless at the end of the match, and just let Drew McIntyre get that championship because he deserves it at this point. I think that's where all roads lead. Like I said, the Bizarro prediction will be Randy Orton. The fan prediction will be LA Knight, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm going for Drew McIntyre. And of course, I would love if LA Knight wins. That'd be amazing. Everybody be like, "Oh my God, that'd be surprising." But he's not. He's gonna have to eat the pin. Sorry, it happens. He'll survive. Um, next up, we have the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship match between Judgment Day versus Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Now, personally, I kind of am tired of seeing Judgment Day hold on to those titles. I'm also tired of seeing them unified, but it is what it is. I do not see Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate winning just yet. I do think that they're starting to get more of reaction from the crowd, but I think they want to let that more get that more time. Now, I do want to emphasize that I don't think necessarily that there needs to be crowd reaction or WWE needs to care for the crowd reaction. They should do what they want, in my opinion. This might be a hot take, of course, because I don't know. I just feel like say they were like the Cody thing where they changed everything because Cody. I mean, I understand both perspectives. You know, I understand that we want Cody. I also understand that we want Rock. I want to see both matches personally. So you know, I'm not even that. And also, I try personally not to internalize wrestling so much because it doesn't really I enjoy it. Doesn't really affect my life. It's just like a sport. You watch it, but like yeah, you know, you want to say your team to win, but then, you know, it doesn't really affect your life. Besides, actually, if your state, especially if your state wins, probably has more of a negative effect in your life than positive because of traffic from the parade. But nonetheless, I digress. But for me, I feel like a lot of people are internalizing this whole situation, and I understand we're passionate fans. Everybody's passionate fans, but for me, I kind of try to give it like a whatever attitude. Like I have this pickle has too many like things to deal with in my real life. Like heck, even now, I got 30 minutes to figure out how I'm going to get this video edited and uploaded. Whew, you know what I mean? And I still have a couple of things to do before the pre-show starts. So yeah, you know, I'm not really gonna internalize it. Um, so you know, where I'm going with this is that I think that we don't have to go by crowd reaction. So I do think Judgment Day and gonna is going to win, as they probably want to build Pete Dunne up a little bit more because they seem to care a little bit more about crowd reaction than I think they should. So yeah, but you know, I think in this match, if anything, Tyler Bate will be the one that's eating the pin because I do think they're trying to push Pete Dunne to be more stronger. And people just like Tyler Bate. It seems like he's growing on the fans, which is cool. So I don't think he has anything to lose. Again, I mention this because I know how WWE thinks. Because like for me, like I said, I'm kind of just chill about it. I just don't care. I'm just like, hey, whatever, you know. Like I care to some degree, but it's not like, oh my God, how dare they make this guy on top or whatever, whatever. Like how dare they, put the Rock over Cody? Like I'm just pointing out what I see. Like, oh wow, Cody won the Raw, but he passed it over to Rock. Okay, dummy. You know what I mean? But again, like that's what it is. I don't really mind either. Oh, I'm happy to just watch the product and see where they go with it. Um, Speaking of which, I'm going to talk more about that in the next part, which is it's not even a match, it's a segment. It's going to be the Grayson Waller effect versus Seth Rollins. Again, this is not in any particular order, but I did mention this because the site had it last, and also I kind of want to talk about it a little bit more last. Now, as you already know, Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes has some issues. So whilst I can't really predict much about this segment, what I can predict is a general direction here. The focus of this segment, and Grayson Waller does this all the time anyway, but I think with Roman Reigns putting more pressure on it, it's going to be more emphasis on it, is bringing up the fast between Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, which they had some pretty heated rivalries back in the day, right? So I think they're going to feed into that to bring some doubt about how loyal Seth might be to Cody during this WrestleMania thing. Because I also think that a lot of people are talking about too, like, oh, how The Rock did like an L instead of a one, and I understand how some people might think that, and it could be like that's the case. However, I don't know. I just feel like when I saw Jimmy screw Jay out of the Intercontinental Championship match, right? I felt that was kind of silly move for them to plan if Roman Reigns decided that. Cause why not make the Judgment Day have all the titles again, right? So if I were Jimmy and Roman Reigns and planning that, and I would have just said, hey, like let him win the match, even help him win the match, but even though he had it once, so there was no need for that, and then attack him after the match. So it's just a curious spot. Because why would you want to have a match with no title involved? You guys are wrestlers. You guys want to win the championship. I'm almost sure like any sports team, because they're treating it like a sport, right? It's kind of a sport in its own way, would want to win the championship. So why did Jimmy do that when he's gonna have a match at WrestleMania, which gives him an opportunity to win the championship from Jay? It just doesn't make sense. So I think what's going on here is I don't necessarily think The Rock is gonna betray, but they're probably gonna work on sowing some doubt between Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, and that's what's going on here. Because I don't think that they're gonna make the same mistake that Jimmy did. Because it's kind of weird. Even though say Roman Reigns said he did it, it almost seems like he did it. It was kind of weird, right? So that maybe tells some interesting stories. But that's what I think what the point of this for this Grace and Waller effect this episode. And yeah, that's kind of what I think is gonna happen. Um, Now that does cover my review, my predictions for Elimination Chamber 2024. From here, I'm gonna wrap up this video, try to edit it in less than 30 minutes, and try to put the video, the little pictures. I'm trying to keep that at least. As I mentioned before, I'm experimenting with styles. Let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna update the style for specifically the video. As you see, I'm changing my room a little bit. I'm keeping the room my normal room, but I'm gonna probably like half screen or 75% screen or whatever. Like I said, I'm gonna move my character myself a little bit more to the right, and then put a little bit more emphasis on a photo that I think I'm gonna try. A little bit of experimenting. I might even do like a little bit more of a thing on the other side of the screen, but we'll see. It's really hard because I am a pickle and I have a lot of green, and for me the green screen is hard, and also like I'm like a freaking rainbow, so like I have almost every color. Like I thought about yellow, but then oh wait, I have yellow in my ear, so it's kind of hard for me to find a green screen that's gonna work for me, to be honest with you. So I'll need some time to figure that out. I was thinking maybe black, but then then my eyes would go poof. So yeah, it's kind of difficult. I mean, I could probably accommodate because my eyes aren't moving around too much. 'Cause I'm not moving away from the screen too often, so I could probably do like I did with my old look. But we'll see. I'm gonna do some experiment, folks. And let you guys know. But anyway, that does conclude this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And Spontaneous Pickled is out of here. See ya.